How's it going? Welcome back to the show. This is You Made Roscoe. I am Roscoe, and today we're going to be doing a reaction to the band Rush and them performing Xanadu. Is that the name of this? And before we get into it, I do want to ask for anybody who hasn't that they please subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell. Also, make sure you go to Rush's homepage and do the same thing because we want to support the artist. And this is a throwback, old 1970s performance, I think. I'm not sure what year specifically, but I think this is from the 70s. But let's go. Let's get it. Push this back a little bit. Not a word has been said yet, but I'm feeling this, especially like the way it started out. It sounded, or it has those elements of, sounding very intergalactic, you know. Um, it feels very futuristic and, of the time at the same time, if that makes sense. But yeah, you can only make a song like this if you like doing a lot of drugs. You come up with a name for a song like this, yeah, you got to be on something, like, man, I feel like going to the moon, man. Let's make a song called Xanadu, man. It's gonna work, man. But let's keep it going.
sacred river out to walk the caves of ice, to break my fast on honeydew and drink the milk of paradise. I have heard the whisper tales of immortality, the deepest mystery. From an ancient book I took a clue. I scaled the frozen mountaintops of eastern lands unknown. Time and man alone, searching for the lost Xanadu.
Xanadu. That's the name of this. Okay. All right, let's keep it going.
To stand within the pleasure dome decreed by Kubla Khan, to taste anew the fruits of life, the last immortal man. Find the sacred river out, walk the caves of ice. Oh, I will dine on honeydew and drink the milk of paradise. Oh, paradise. A thousand years have come and gone, but time has passed me by. Stars stopped in the sky, frozen in an everlasting view, waiting for the world to end, weary of the night, praying for the light, present of the lost Xanadu. Held within the pleasure dome decreed by Kubla Khan, to taste my bitter triumph as a mad immortal man.
Last time I'll stop this. I just want to push it back just a tiny bit and then finish out.
As a mad immortal man, never more shall I return, escape these caves of ice, for I have dined on honeydew and drunk the milk of paradise. Oh, is it paradise?
Let me push this back. Let me find a decent enough shot. Decent shot. Um, I'll go with that one. All right, that was Rush with Xanadu. Xanadu. And that was a really a dope, epic, classic performance by Rush. This sounded like everything that music of that era, the rock stuff at least is supposed to sound like, or what you would imagine that it would sound like. But this also throws me into, if this is the 70s, it throws me into the 60s a little bit because it has like a psychedelic type of feel to this, but very psychedelic, which is why I said the stuff that I said earlier about this, but yeah, no, it just reminds me of a lot of acid trips, and stuff like that. Um, but they did a great job with this. The vocals were really dope, but the music was the real thing. There was so much shifting as far as like the sounds. You had a very synthetic, synth kind of sound going on, and uh, 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 the the tempo switches is what I was trying to get to. I'm just having a brain fart, but the way it would switch, and that, they would ramp it up a little bit, slow it down, and do all that, but just a lot of stuff happening in this, but it really sounded good when it all came together. But great job and a huge thumbs up. I rock with this. I like psychedelic, but um, good job. I'm leaving. But before I do, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the share button, hit the playlist option. You'll pick the one named Rush Reactions. I do have a playlist for them. So you'll see this and everything else that I've reacted to that features them. I do have playlists for other artists, a lot of great music by those artists, a lot of different genres of music. So when you get the chance, check that stuff out. Cash App, $ you made Roscoe, PayPal at you made Roscoe. Super thanks option is available, and I'm done. I will see you again soon. So until next time, be safe and be good.